Hello guys, once again welcome to my channel Eduhub. So as you know, this is part 4, and for your kind information, this last part of our course, which is web designer beginners to advanced, after this part you will become a professional web designer. So please don't forget to subscribe our channel to videos like so. Without wasting time, let's get started. Web Designer Beginners to Advanced Part 4.
Hi, welcome back friends. In the previous class we have created this beautiful page which is coming inside this menu called home. Right now in this class we'll work for this menu called about. This will be having some different section. So first take a look how it's look like, then we'll move further. Friends, in this class, I'll be creating this beautiful page which is containing some image, text and progress bar at the very right side. So you can see we have 3 columns equally divided. First column is containing this element, second column is containing image and text, and third is containing this progress bar. Okay, so we need 3 columns equally divided to design this. For getting the column we will use bootstrap predefined classes. So let's do. Coming back to the bracket, right? Now I'll be indenting all the elements here. So it's been indented beautifully. Okay. Now we have about page here or the ID. Inside this I'll be working for the second element or the page like about. Okay. So very first I'm putting predefined class called container. Inside this I am putting row. It is also a predefined class from the bootstrap. Now I am putting gap class to put some gapping from the top. Okay. Now we need some columns. So here we need 12 column equally divided. Why I am putting this 12 column with medium size here? Because we have to put the title there. Okay. And also I am giving a class which is not defined yet, called title. Okay. Now I need heading tag like h1. So here I am putting the author name. Now another heading tag that is h2. This will be having some different text. Now after this closing div, I'm gonna tagging here another column. Okay. So we have created a container. This container is having row class, row is having this column, and we have occupied whole column here. Now we have to work for this part. Very first I'm gonna dividing 12 column with 3 different sizes. So very first I'm putting a column with 4 medium size. Then I'll be working for this 4 and this 4. So totally we have 12 columns. Okay. So right now I'm gonna having 12 column here. So just after this, I am putting here another column that is called MD4. Okay, inside this column MD4, I am putting a specific class called left about. Left dash about. This left dash about will be having all the text there. Now I am taking heading tag like H4. Okay. Now we need some text. So here I am putting p tag. P will be having the text. So I'm just making a copy of it. Okay. Pasting there. Again we need another p tag for the rest one. So again I'm putting p, and let's copy this text from here. Okay. Now after this p tag, what we will do? We will add some gapping. Okay, so here I am taking temporary line break by specifying BR tag. Now we need the button. Okay, so here I am putting anchor link. This will be having the class called button download. This is not defined yet. Okay, now I am putting I tag, and this will be having the icon. Okay, so here I am putting I for icon. Actually I is the tag. Inside this I am putting a class called FA font awesome download. This is the class which is existing in the font awesome library. Now I am putting here the button name like download CV. Friends, you can see we have done this part here. Now we have to work for this middle part and right part. Okay, so we'll be doing it now. So we have put the anchor link. After this, I'm putting beer 3 more times to get some gapping there. You can even put margin top to get that. Now we are gonna working for the another column. Okay, here I am putting the rest, or we have actually occupied 4 column. Now we have remained 8 more. So again I'm gonna having 4 column now for the image. So here I am mentioning column D4. This will be having a specific class here called image. This image class will be having some width and height there in the style.css. Now I'm putting image source attribute. Inside this I'm calling my image folder. This is containing the image name called am-portfolio1.jpg. Let's have a look. Yep, it's coming like this. Now we have to work for this progress bar, which will be at the very right side now. Okay, so again we have remained 4 column now because we have already occupied 8 column here, 4 here and 4 here. So we have totally 8 column now. Now we have remained 4 more. Okay, so again what we will do, I'll mention here call md4. This will be having the progress bar. So here I'm putting a dummy class or the custom class called skills. Inside this I'm putting h5 like a heading tag. This will be having HTML and then %mp for the marks, and then I'm putting CSS. Inside this I'm putting a span tag. This will be having the percentage like 90%. Okay, you can put anything like that. Now after this heading tag I'm putting div. This div will be having class called progress. Okay, now I'm putting div, giving a class name to this like progress bar. Role will be progress bar. I am doing inlining a style here. So here I am mentioning a style kind of, it will be having some width like 90%. Okay. As you can see, we are getting this progress bar right here. Okay, now we'll keep duplicating it multiple times and it will get done. So we have h5 and this div, so we need heading tag and progress div as well. So I'm just copying it. Okay, pasting below. Only will change its percentage value and the text. Okay, so here I'm mentioning WordPress, and this will not be allow here. Simply I'm mentioning 83%. Okay, and here I am putting some values to this. Here I am putting area value now. We have 83%, so here I am putting 83. Okay, and also I'm gonna putting some max value. Okay, so here I am putting area value max like 100. It will animate and go to the 100%. Okay, if I show you, you can see we are getting 90%, 83%, all the things right now. We have to decrease its width, which is 90% here. So here I am putting 83%. Yep, you can see we are getting some lesser width. Now we have to work for the rest one. So again I'm gonna duplicating it. Okay, we will change its text. Dream Weaver 86% here as well. Again we'll do the same work, like we'll select and duplicate or copy or paste it. Mentioning here coding 66%. and mentioning here 66 again. Now after the illustrator, we are gonna putting nothing, okay, because it's done. Now I'll be indenting it beautifully like this. So finally we have worked for the second page, which is about page, and we have worked through the HTML5 markup yet. Now we have to work for the CSS to make it like cool. So without any further ado, let's do for the CSS. Friends, right now I'm gonna working for its styling using CSS. Okay, so let's do. Coming back to the bracket, and we have about class. Okay, right now I'm gonna working for this text. Okay, so let's do. Very first class we have title, which is containing this heading. Okay, so coming back to the style.css, taking extra space, mentioning your title. This will be having some text align property like center. So we'll get all the text center. Inside this we have another class, not class, we have heading tag like h1. This will be having some font size kind of 46 pixel and font weight 500 I'm using here, and color like white, and font family Oswald I'm gonna using right now. Yep, you can see it has got centered. Okay, and also this is centered. Now we have to work for this text, so we have to know in which class this text available. So we have h2. Right now I'm targeting h2 with the parent class called title, mentioning here title h2, and putting some background color to this, like I'm putting white, and then pressing Ctrl E to select the color. Okay, I'm putting box shadow kind of RGBA, and we have already put at the top, and I have already discussed how you can achieve this type of drop shadow or the box shadow from the website called CSS box shadow. I have shown you already. Okay, now I am putting display to this like inline block, and also I'm gonna put in some padding to this, like top to right will be 2 pixel and left to bottom will be 10 pixel. Color should be white, then it will be visible there. And also I'm gonna using here some margin to this, like top to right should be 7 pixel and rest will be 0. Clear should be both, so we'll not get any floating there. And also I'm gonna using some font size kind of 18 pixel and putting font weight again like 400, margin bottom 50 pixel. So finally we are getting here. Now we have to work for this part. Okay, and also we will fix this image, then I'll be going for this skills bar. Similarly we'll do all the things. Okay, so I'm increasing its font size, I'm making it 48. It's look cool. Okay, now we have to work for the left part. Okay, so you can see here on the index page we have a specific class called left about, which is containing the heading tag and p tag as well. Very first I'm putting heading tag like h4. Okay, so here I'm putting h4, and inside this I'm putting font size 25 pixel, and again I'm gonna using color like this to white and font weight 400. Now I'm putting letter spacing to this like 1 pixel and putting margin bottom to this like 15 pixel. Now let's have a look. Yep, we have got the changes here. Now we have to work for the rest text, which is p tag. Now putting font family to this like Poppins and sans serif. colored like white, font size 16 pixel, and you can even put font weight to this like 300. It's kind of normal font weight or lighter font weight. Okay, line height 28 pixels, so we'll get some gapping there. Margin bottom 20 pixel, and all looks cool. Let's have a look how it's coming there. Yep, it's coming like this. Okay, now we'll work for this button. Okay, so it is available in the specific class on the index page called button download. Okay, so just I'm calling it there. Putting here background like none, color should be white, border putting here 4 pixels solid, 4 pixel is the thickness and the weight will be solid, and the color like this. I'm again changing its color to this 19F58B. Okay, font family right now putting here Poppins and sans serif. Now putting margin like margin top to right like 10 pixel and rest will be 0. Maximum width 230 pixel. Now I am putting here padding 10 pixel top to right, left to bottom will be 19 pixel, and transition should be all 0.3 second as a animation iteration count or duration. Okay, so we have got here nicely, but on the hover we have to work for this button because this is changing its color. Coming back to the bracket on the download button, I am using hover state. Hover color will remain the same like white, and now I'm gonna put some box shadow to this. We have already added here box shadow. Let me copy it, pasting inside this. Wow, so finally we have worked for this. Now we have to fix this image. So this image is available inside the class called image. This image class is having the image source. So right now I'm calling image with a selector called img. Very first I'm putting maximum width kind of 340 pixel, and also I'm gonna putting some border to this like 8 pixel. Its thickness, weight should be solid, and the color like white. I think we have to increase its size. Here I am putting maximum width, not height actually. Okay, now it has got shifted beautifully. This time we have to work for this progress bar. This is just no challenging, it is just very easy. Coming back to the bracket, I am right now on the index page, not index, I am on the style.css. Now we'll take a look in which class there's a skills bar available. So we have a specific class here called skills. This skills class is containing heading tag h5. Then we have some span tag available here. So we'll be working for it right now. Okay. Here I'm mentioning skills h5. Font size 16 pixel. Font weight 400. Letter spacing 1 pixel. So we'll get some letter spacing there. Color should be white. Font family again the same like Poppins. Now putting margin to this like 3 pixel 0 and 9 pixel, and again I'm putting margin left to this like 35 pixel. Now inside this we have a span tag which is containing the percentage value. So here I'm putting a skills h5 span. Now putting float like right. Yep, you can see all the things has got shifted. Okay, next to next. Now we have to work for this progress bar. Okay, so we have a class for this called progress. So just mention here progress, and inside this we'll put all the specific properties. Height should be 8 pixel. Okay, now overflow should be hidden. Putting here background color like this. margin bottom 35 pixel, border radius to this like 0 pixel, and margin left kind of 35 pixel. Yep. So finally we are doing it nicely. Now we have to work for its background color. It's not looking well. Okay, so we have a specific class on the index page that is supposed to be progress bar. So right now I'm just calling this progress bar there to put some color in the background. Mentioning here float like left, width should be 0, height should be 100%, and now I am putting background color to this. Yep. So finally we have worked for this beautiful section called about. It's looking cool. It's looking as this one is. I think we have to duplicate, or we have to make one extra there, that is Photoshop. Okay. So let's do. Here on the index page, just after the WordPress Dreamweaver coding, I'm just keep duplicating it one more time by pressing Ctrl D. Only will change its name like Photoshop. Photoshop. Yep. So friends, we have made it nicely. I hope you enjoyed it, isn't it? Now in the next class, we are gonna working for some different section like these services. So let's have a look how it's look like. Hi, welcome back friends. In this class, I'm gonna creating some different section. So first take a look what we have done yet. We have created this beautiful menu called about, which is containing this page. Right now we have to work for this menu called service. Here it is. Now let's have a look how this service menu containing the page. So this service menu will be having this beautiful page which is containing some text at the very top, and both sides we are getting some underline in between the text, and also we are getting two row equally divided. Very first row is containing 4 items, okay, and the second row is containing 4 items as well. All the items are having the icon text, dummy text. Okay, so we'll be creating it. For creating it, we'll use bootstrap grid system. Okay, so first row will be having 12 column, and each column will be having the column of 3 medium size. Okay, so let's do. Coming to the bracket. Okay, now I'm in the ID of services. We have to work for this ID of the page. Very first class I'm putting here called container. Inside this I'm putting a section, giving a class to it like production section or sec. Now I'm putting row from the bootstrap. Inside this row I am putting 12 column for the text. So here I'm mentioning call md12, and this column will be aligned at the center for the text. So here I have used text center, predefined class this is. Now I'm putting div, giving a class to this like about heading. Okay, inside this I'm putting h4 as a heading tag, and this will be having the text new production. This will be having the class as well. So here I'm putting class called heading. If I show you will get the text there, you can see it is coming like this. Now we have to work for the row which are getting 4 items. Okay, so we have 2 column available. Here you can see first column, or the first, actually we have 2 row available. First row is containing this, second is containing this. Now we are gonna working for this row which is having the column. First column is this, second is this, third and fourth is this. So totally we have 12 column available in the bootstrap grid system. So here, now after the new production, I'm just going out to this row which is here, taking extra space, mentioning here another row, and now I am putting column with 3 medium size. So here I am mentioning column with 3. Now we have one column created inside the very first row. Okay, and also I'm aligning the elements at the very center. So here I'm mentioning text center. Now I'm putting dummy class or the custom class called production box. This will be having the icon. So very first I'm putting I tag for the icon. This will be having class of the ion icons, that is ion clock. So we'll get clock icon there. Now we need the heading tag. So here I'm mentioning h4. This will be having the class called production heading, because we have to put the text. So here I'm mentioning TV shows. Now we need some dummy text. So here I'm mentioning P and then class again called production. Friends, you can put any class, it's up to you, but make sure to call the same class. Okay, now I'm putting dummy text. So going to the older file, we have dummy text available here. Simply make sure to copy it. Going back to the file, pasting inside this. Now let's have a look. Yep, you can see our first item has got ready here. So similarly, we will have to work for the rest 3 items in one row. Okay, so let's do. We have created one column like column D3 inside the very first row. Now we'll keep duplicating it 3 more times. Then we will be getting that 4 columns in one row. So simply I'm selecting, pressing Ctrl D. It's been duplicated. Now only we'll change its icon class name and the text. Okay. Now I'm working for the third one. This will be having again the different icon name and the title name. Now we'll take a look how it's coming. As you can see, we are getting 4 columns in one row. All are having different icons and the text. Okay, now we have to work for the second row, which will be having the same 4 items. Every item will be coming in the separate column. Okay, so let's do. So what we'll do, we'll remove all the extra space which we don't need here. Simply we'll duplicate the row. Okay, so I am removing the extra space like this here as well. Okay, so we have this row available right now. Now what we can do now, we'll just copy whole row from here to here. Okay, so I have copied whole row right now. Okay, now I'm just pasting below. Only will change the icon and the text like this. Yep, you can see we have got 2 rows, and every row is containing 4 different items and the title. Now we'll have to change the icon name for the second row and the text or title name. So let's do. So friends, we have worked using HTML5 markup, ion icons and some simple tags. Right now we'll go to the style.css to design it nicely. Very first we have to work for this text, title text, which is containing the name called new production. Okay, so we have to find in which class this text available. So we have parent class, there it is available. Okay, so we have a class here about heading. Okay, this is the parent class. Inside this we have heading tag, which is containing class called heading. So very first I'm gonna putting this about heading class with this class called heading to target this one. This text will be having some different font family, and we'll put both sides 2 underline or the 2 line in between the text height. Okay, So here I'm taking extra space. Very first class I'm calling here called about heading. Inside this we have heading tag like h4 that will be having the class called heading. Right now I'm putting font family to this like Oswald and sans serif. Now I'm putting font size to this like 52 pixel. Again I'm gonna putting display like inline block or just leaving it. Here I'm putting color like white, margin top kind of 70 pixel. In the minus, margin bottom something like 30 pixel. Yep, you can see it has got done nicely. You can even increase its margin top value, like you can shift here. We'll do that definitely. Now we have to add two lines in between the text. First line is here and second is here. For putting this, we'll use pseudo property from the CSS. So let's do. Here I'm mentioning about heading, and then I'm putting heading like after. This is after pseudo property. Okay, now we'll do it. Here I'm putting content. This place should be inline block. Now putting height kind of 6 pixel and width should be 80 pixel. So we'll get some width there. I'm putting background color. First I'm putting white and then coming inside the text like this, putting Control E, pressing Control E and mentioning this color. Margin bottom should be 16 pixel and again margin left 20 pixel. Yep, you can see it has got done now. Now we have to work for this. So we'll use another pseudo property that is before. So I'm just duplicating it one more time. We'll change its pseudo property. Here I mentioned before and this will be having margin right. And let's have a look. Yep, friends, finally we have achieved the very first title. Now we have to work for this one. Okay, now I think we have to push this text little bit at the top here. Okay, so we'll do. Here you can see I have put margin top minus 70 pixel. Now I'm making it 90 pixel. 20 pixel I have increased in the minus value. Okay, now we are gonna working for this elements like two rows we have there. So we'll be working for it. Very first we have class called production box. Okay, so what we will do, we'll put this production box as a color like white. Okay, so let's do. Coming to the style.css and mentioning here production box color like white. Now we'll get all the color as a white. Yep, I think we'll have to go through this one. Okay, all the color will not be white, only some text like on the hover will get color like white. Okay, now we'll work for the icon. Okay, so icon is available here. Okay, so what the code will be? Code will be production I, because this is the parent class. Inside this we have child elements available. So putting here production box I. Now I am putting some font size, margin bottom, transition like that. So here I am putting font size 65 pixel. Now I am putting margin bottom kind of 8 pixel and transition value should be 0.65 or 5 second is. Yep, you can see we have achieved it nicely. Okay, now we have to work for this text. We have to put something like text uppercase and we'll put some different color to this. Okay, so this text like TV shows, awards, all the text which are available here are coming inside the class called production heading. So right now I'm gonna working for the production heading class like h4, which is a heading tag. I'm just copying it, coming to the style.css, putting here Ctrl V. Now putting text transform uppercase and again I'm gonna putting font family to this like Oswald, Wald and sans serif. Now I'm gonna put a margin bottom to this like 12 pixel, transition value like 0.5 second is, and color like this. Yep, it's looking kind of cool, isn't it? Now we have to work for this text. We have to make it something like different font family. It's not looking well. So we have a class specifically for this that's called production devs. Okay, description actually. So I'm just calling this class there. We'll put some font family to this. Mentioning here font family like Poppins. Poppins. Here I am putting font family. I have put font family. I am putting here font weight kind of 300, and we'll see. Yep. It's cool. Now we have to put some margin bottom to this heading title, okay? So we have margin bottom here. Now I'm putting 50. Let's see. Yep, we have got some gapping in between the title and this. Now I think we have to increase even more. So I'm mentioning here 70. Yes. Now it's looking something cool. Okay. Now we have to work for the hover. Like when we'll put our mouse pointer over the text, we'll get the color changed. So coming to the file on the CSS. Okay. We have production heading. Okay. So just I'm calling this here. And on this production heading, I'm putting hover state. Okay. Like hover. Color should be white. And let's see. Yep. You can see it is getting changes, isn't it? So finally we have worked for that. Okay, I think we have to put some gapping there. Let's come to the index file, and very first row is having 4 items, second is second as well. But after the first row, I'm gonna put in some BR tag for the temporary line break. Like this. Yeah. It's looking something cool, isn't it? So friends, in this class, we have worked for this service menu. Now in the next class, we'll work for this portfolio, then client, then contact. I hope you enjoyed it a lot. So stay tuned, see you in the next. Till then, keep practicing. Hi, welcome back friends. In this class, we are gonna creating the page for the menu called portfolio. Previously, we have worked for this service menu, which is containing this beautiful page. Right now, we have to work for this portfolio, which will be having some different page. So just take a look how that page look like. Friends, the page for the portfolio menu will look like this. This is called filterable gallery. You can see very first we have the title available, and very below to this title we have some menus available like all categories, web design, branding, mockups, photography. And if I click on the web design, you will see it's getting filtered. So in this class, I'm gonna working for this beautiful filterable gallery effect. For creating this, very first I'm gonna using HTML5 markup, CSS3, and later on I'll be adding some jQuery plugin to make it clickable like filter effect. Okay, so enough talking. Now let's get started. Very first we'll work for this text like title, then we'll put these menus, then we'll work for these images. Right now I'm on the index page, and we have a section here which contains portfolio ID. Inside this we'll take all the things as we have done earlier. Like you can see here, we have put the title and all the classes. Okay, so right now what we'll do the similar work. Here I am mentioning class with a div called mh portfolio. This mh portfolio class will be having some margin 0 to align the things at the very center. Okay, also I'm putting id called gallery. Now inside this I'm putting class from the bootstrap called container fluid. Inside this I'm taking 4 times line break. You can even put margin bottom like. But here I'm using just a temporary line break. Now I'm calling a class from the bootstrap called row. Inside this I'm putting some column like col mg8. 8 column with medium size. And also I'm aligning the title at the very center. Here I'm mentioning offset mg2. So what is offset mg2? Here I'm taking 2 medium size offset. It will just push the title at the very right side at the center. Okay. Now I am aligning the things at the center. That's why I'm putting predefined class called text center from bootstrap. Now I'm putting undefined or defined class called heading. About heading, we have defined it already in the style.css. Now I'm taking heading tag like h6. This will be having a class called heading. Now I'm putting my title portfolio. Let's have a look. You can see it's coming like this. Now we have to align it at the center. So what we will do, we have a class called mh portfolio which is containing all the elements here. So similarly we'll come back to the style.css and putting it. Here I am putting margin like 0 auto. It will get aligned beautifully. Yep. It's coming like this. You can even put here col md12. We are getting 12 column occupied beautifully. Yep. So it's get aligned beautifully. Right now we are gonna working for the different column which will be having some menus name. Right now we are gonna working for the menus. Okay, so we have a menu available like all categories, web design, branding, mockups, photography. So right now after the row ending which is here, inside this row as well we can put the column. So just after this I'm taking line break one time and mentioning here col with a medium size and we need 12 column. Okay, inside this I'm putting undefined class called portfolio nav. This will be having all the menus name. Okay, here I'm putting id to this like filter button. Now coming inside this div, taking ul. Friends, whenever you will have to create the menus, make sure to put ul li, then it will work perfectly fine. Now inside this ul, I'm gonna having li tag. Li will be having some data filter attribute and also I'm putting the menus name. So here I'm mentioning a span tag. This will be having the name of the menus called all categories. Okay, now inside this li I am putting data attribute. So this will be having data filter. I am putting here universal selector to target all the images there. So whenever any user click on this menu called all categories, then all the images will be showing there. That's why I am putting here universal selector to apply on the all images. Okay, now I am putting class called current, so it will be activated by default. Now we'll keep duplicating it multiple times as much we needed. So just selecting, pressing Ctrl D, it's been duplicated. Right now we'll just remove this class from here. Only we need data attribute that is called data filter. Inside this I'm gonna put in the class which will be having the separate image. Okay, so here I'm putting user interface. This user interface class I'll be creating in the div where different images will be available. Okay, here I'm mentioning web design. As you can see, 2 menus are created. Right now we need 3 more. So again I'm selecting, pressing Ctrl D, changing its class name which will be getting the filter effect. Okay, here I'm putting mockup. Similarly we'll work for the rest 2 menus. So finally we have created all the menus here, but it's not behaving like menus. because we are not getting any hover effect like palm icon there or like clickable menus there. Okay, don't worry, we will work for the menus to align it at the very center in one line obviously. Now we will work for the images which are coming there. Okay, so this div portfolio nav div is closing here. After this we'll take extra space to define the things. Okay, now I'm putting a class here again called portfolio. This will be having bootstrap class called row. Putting here a grid item. This class is not existing anywhere. Now I am putting class called colMG4, 4 column with medium size. And also I am putting here the attribute which I have put here. So very first I am gonna calling this attribute which is coming inside the data filter, that's user interface. Right now I am working for the user interface very first. This will be having some different images. Okay, so here I am mentioning user interface. Inside this I am putting a selector called figure. Now this will be having the image. My image is available in the folder called image. Inside this we have an image called z1.jpg. See, it has got some size like 380 into 380 pixels. Okay, now after this image source attribute I'm gonna having some different selector that's called fig caption. Inside this I am putting my icon, title and subtitle. So here I am taking iTag. This will be having the icon class name like FA, font awesome search. So we'll get font awesome icon there as just search icon. Now I'm putting heading tag like H5. This will be having a class called title. Now putting a title to this like creative design. Now we need the subtitle. So here I'm mentioning a span. I'm putting a class to it called subtitle. Inside this I am putting the text which I have to show there. Yep, you can see our image is just coming like this. So similarly we will keep duplicating it multiple times as much we needed. Okay, now we will just keep duplicating this grid item multiple times. Only will change the data attribute name, like here I have put user interface. After this I'm gonna putting different data filter attribute which is here like mockup, UI, branding, any kind of data filter which I have put at the top I can call here. So similarly very first we will have to make a copy or duplicacy of this multiple times, or you can even write this along. Okay, here I am mentioning it. Okay, now we'll change this user interface. From here we are putting here UI and mockup. It means UI will show its image and mockup will show its image together when we'll click on the menu. Like here we have branding or web design. Branding, when we'll click on the branding or mockups we'll get different images filtering out there. Okay, this will be having some different image name like g2.png. It's coming like this. Okay, now again we'll select this part, pressing Ctrl D to duplicate it. Only I'm gonna changing its image and data attribute name, user interface. This will be having some different name like g8.png. Now we'll call our another attribute like branding. g3.png. Okay, as you can see all are coming like this. Okay, now we have to work for the rest. So we'll just select this part, putting here different data filter or data attribute class here, changing the image name like g7.png or jpg. Okay, all the images have got different image size. Now we'll see what we are getting now. Okay, All the images are coming like this, but our just navigation is not coming up. Okay, right now we are gonna working for its styling like CSS. Okay, so let's do. This section is containing a specific class for the navigation menu that's called portfolio nav. We have to work for this one first. So I'm just calling it on the style.css here. I am putting it margin like 0 order to align it at the center. Margin bottom I am just putting here 40 pixel from the bottom. Okay, text align should be center and margin bottom I have already put here. Okay, you can see we are getting here some, but it's not visible now. Don't worry, we'll make it visible. Inside this portfolio nav class we have selector eval and li. After that we have a span text. So although eval li span I am calling one by one. Here I am putting eval li. This will be having display like inline block or flex, so it will come in one line. I am putting margin like 0 and 10 pixel from the left. Okay, and also I'm gonna putting here cursor like pointer, so we'll get palm icon there on the hover over the menu or the navigation menu. I'll be changing its color like white. Font family right now putting Oswald and sans serif. Now I'm putting text transform like uppercase. Okay, still it's not showing up. Don't worry, we'll bring it there. Now on the li I'm gonna putting hover effect. Okay, you will li hover. I'm mentioning a color kind of greenish like this. Okay, and also I'm gonna working for the active state. So here I'm just duplicating it, and on the hover I'm gonna putting active class active. Okay, color should be the same. Now inside the li we have different selector that's called a span tag. So right now I am calling there. I'm just duplicating it one time more. I am removing this active from here, and after the li we have a span tag inside there. Okay, now we'll put some CSS3 properties here like padding. I'm putting top to right like 15 pixel and rest will be 0. Border bottom should be 2 pixel its thickness, its weight will be solid, and the color like transparent. Now I am targeting the current class which is here, which is active class again. So I am calling it. So what the code will be? Code will be dot portfolio nav eval li dot current. Then we have a span tag to target the menu's name. Okay. So coming to the style.css, putting here portfolio nav. This will be having eval li. Inside the li we have current class, and then we have a span tag. Now putting border bottom 2 pixel its thickness, and weight will be solid, and color like something different. This. Okay, I am putting here. Okay, the menus are not visible yet. Okay, we'll work for the menus. Right now we have to work for the different class. Okay, here we have the images available. Let's see. Here we have all the images available, like image inside the image attributes. So we have a selector here figure. So right now I'm targeting this figure selector to put some position to this image. So what the code will be? Code will be dot grid item. This is a parent class. Inside this we have a lot more class available. So right now I'm calling parent class with the selector called figure. Here I'm mentioning grid item. Inside this we have a selector called figure. Right now this will be having some position. So here I am mentioning position like relative. Overflow should be hidden, and I am putting border radius to this like 10 pixel. 10 pixel. Okay. Now we have to work for the image. Image is available inside the figure attribute. So I'm just calling image here. img. Inside this I'm putting again the position like relative. Width should be 100% obviously, and display should be block. Okay. Coming to the index page, and what we will do, we will just remove whole figure for testing purpose. Okay, I am removing it. Actually we have to remove whole images, then it will be showing up there. Okay, or I am just clicking over it, very next to this arrow button, clicking like this and also like this, and we'll see how it's showing up there. So we have this div. I'm just removing from here for a testing purpose. Yep, you can see all the text has got working. Even our navigation menus are aligned beautifully. Okay, so now we are bringing back all the removed elements. Okay, so I'm just undoing it by pressing Ctrl Z. Okay, I have just shown you like our menus which I have designed yet are working cool or not. All are working fine, perfectly fine. Coming to the style.css, and we'll work for the rest element. Now I think we have to work for the JavaScript. Okay, then we'll work for the hover effect. Right now I'm on the index page. Okay, going to the Google, searching here isotop 3.0.6 or 3.0.6 CDN link. Very first link we have jQuery isotop library CDN.js. Just click over it and we'll take a look which plugin we have to apply there to make the filter effect working. So we have version available like 3.0.6 here. Now we have very first like isotope packaged.min.js. Just copying it, coming back to the bracket, just here I am putting a script tag. Inside the script I am specifying source, and now I have pasted it. Very first I am doing some scripting to the plugin so it will start working. Okay, I'll be working for the very first document dot ready function method, then we'll call the window and everything. Okay, so let's do. Yep, friends, you can see it's coming like this, and it is filter now. It is filtering beautifully, isn't it? Now we have to work for the CSS. As you can see, it's not aligning properly to one another because we are getting the text falling down. So we are gonna working for this text, okay, and search icon. We'll put on the hover effect, like when we'll put our mouse pointer over the image, we'll get all the text coming up with icon there. So right now coming to the style.css, and we'll work for the hover effect. It's very easy. Simply we have to call its respective class, and there we can use all the things what we need to do. Okay. So we have our first grid item. This is containing a class called fig, not class, this is selector. Inside this we have fig caption. We have worked for this image. Now we don't need to work on this. We have to work just on this fig caption, which is containing icon. Inside the I tag we have title and subtitle. So we'll be calling one by one there to put some hover effect beautifully. Mentioning here grid item, figure, this parent class. Inside this we have another class that is fig caption. Now putting position like absolute, padding should be 15 pixel, height should be 100%. Now I'm putting width to it like 100% again. Top should be auto. Now I'm putting left value like 0, color like white, and bottom should be 0. Again I'm putting Z next to this like 10. Transition value like 0.5 second, and font family again Poppins. I'm not gonna using now the Oswald font family because we need the font which are having just font weight like normal or thinner like. You can see it has got shifted here. Okay, we'll be fixing it. Now on the fig caption I'm gonna using the after shadow property. Okay, so just coming here, and on the fig caption I'm using after effect. Actually this is just after as a pseudo property. Here I am putting content, position should be absolute, and all the properties which I am putting here like from the CSS3 with height, top, left, transition, all the things. Let's put. Here I am putting opacity like 0. As you can see, it's adjusted nicely here. See, all the images has got shifted, and even the filter effect is working perfectly. Only we have to work for its styling, not a styling. We will have to work for the hover effect. Now coming to the icon which is available here called fahad-search, we have to remove on the normal position, like when we'll put our mouse pointer it will be coming there. So I'm targeting this fa class there. This will be having margin like padding like 0 to align the things. Font size 24 pixel, font weight kind of thinner or lighter like 400. Line height should be 35 pixel to get some gapping from the top. Position should be absolute. Text align should be center. Again I'm gonna putting some width to it like 100%. Position, I'm not putting position here, I have already put. I am mentioning here left value like 0. Top should be 45%. You can even change its values. Margin top I'm putting here minus 22 pixel. I have put top value and margin top, so I'm just removing. It's not needed now. Now we need some transform and opacity properties. So just copying it, pasting below. Only will change its scaling value. So here I'm putting 1. As you can see, it's moved from here. Okay, it's not coming like that. We'll be working for the hover effect. So when we'll put our mouse point over it, we'll get all the things like search icon, title, subtitle coming up. Now we'll work for the title which is available here. You can see we have a title and subtitle. Like title is containing a name called creative design, subtitle is containing this name. Okay, so coming to the style.css, mentioning here fig caption, and it will be having the class called title. Again we'll do the similar work. Similarly, I'm just making a copy of it, pasting below inside this actually. I'm putting a right value like 0. Text transform should be capitalized. And top value I'm putting here 50%, not 45%. Now we are gonna working for the subtitle. So just I'm selecting and pressing Ctrl D. Only will change its class name like subtitle. Here I'm putting font size kind of 13 pixel. And this will be having 18 pixel obviously. Here I am putting translate X to this title like 80 pixel. Translate Y is 0 and the scale should be 1. Here I am adding transition value like 0.5 second. This will be having the value like minus 70 pixel. Now if I show you will get nothing there because we have just put the opacity to the icon, title and subtitle, so it's not gonna visible now. We will put opacity like 1 or 2 on the hover effect. So when we will put our mouse pointer there, we will get our elements coming over there. Okay, so right now you can see we have a selector called figure which is containing the image, fig caption and all the icon, title, subtitle, everything. So right now I'm putting hover effect over this figure. Okay, so what the code will be, we are using parent class here called grid item. Inside this we have a figure. So let's put dot figure and not figure dot grid item, then we will add the selector called figure. On the figure I am putting hover effect, transform like all 0.4 second and is out. Also I'm targeting the fig caption, so I'm just selecting and duplicating. On the figure I have used hover. Inside this we have fig caption which is having just the icon, title and subtitle. Color putting here like white, and I'm putting background to this like RGB value. I'm putting white. Okay, and after putting white I am pressing Ctrl E, selecting this one and just drag like this. Yep, it's coming like this. You can see it's visible now, but the icon and all the subtitle, title are still not coming up. So we'll have to call that subtitle and title now. I'm just selecting, pressing Ctrl D to duplicate. On the figure I am still using hover. Now on the fig caption I am using pseudo property called after. Here I am putting opacity like 1. This will be having transform and transition. So here I am putting I'm copying from here transform, pasting there inside this. Translate X to 0. Translate Y 0, rotate 0. I'm putting here translate to Z. Translate Z like 0. Rotate should be 0 again. And now I'm putting transition value to this. Transition like all 0.4 second is out. Now we'll keep duplicating it multiple times because we have to bring the icon there. Yes, you can see our icon is coming up here at the very center. Here I am putting transition value like 0.2 second. Now I am selecting and duplicating here. Putting title. Here I am putting transition value to this like 0.4 second. Earlier I have used 0.2 second. Now I am putting 0.4 second to get some delay to coming up there the title. Okay. Similarly, we'll increase the transition duration there on the subtitle to get some delay there to appear. Here I am putting subtitle. This will be having 0.6 second. Yep, you can see all the text are coming up here, but it is just overlapping one another. So we'll put some margin to this. Coming inside this title, putting margin top. Margin top kind of -2 pixel or 3 pixel. And let's have a look. We have subtitle here. Okay. So right now I'm putting margin top to this subtitle. Margin top 20 pixel. I'm just demonstrating it. Yep, it's coming like this. But I think we have to put even more to this title. Margin top should be 2 pixel. Okay. Now I'm changing its font family. So here I'm mentioning font family like Poppins and sans serif. Again the same here, font family, Poppins and sans serif. Yep, it's coming like this. We have created this beautiful section called portfolio. Now in the next class we are gonna working for some different page which will be coming inside this menu called client. Then we'll create contact. So stay tuned, see you in the next. Till then, keep practicing. Hi, welcome back. Friends, in the previous class, we have created this beautiful portfolio page which is containing filterable gallery effect. See here, it's fully functional. Now in this class, I'm gonna creating some different section. Okay, now we'll work for this menu called client. Inside this, we'll get a specific section. So just take a look how it's look like. Then we'll move further. Friends, this menu called client will be having this page. See how beautiful it is, and it is carousel. See, and it is also touch enabled slider. So in this class we are gonna creating this beautiful and amazing looking our client section. Okay, so let's do. Very first we'll come to the bracket. Now we have a section called clients. Inside this we'll take container and everything. Okay, so very first we have to put the title. So here I'm mentioning class called container. Inside this I am putting row. This time I am taking 12 column same time. Now we have to align all the elements at the very center. That's why I am putting here text center from Bootstrap. Inside this I am taking div, putting a class to it like about heading. As we have done earlier, like we will have to put the title and 2 lines both sides. That's why I am putting here same class called about heading. Now I am taking heading tag like h6 with a class called heading. Inside this I am putting our heading like our client. Let's have a look. As you can see, it is coming very center. Okay, now we have to move further. As you can see, we have worked for this. Now we have to work for this images, paragraph text, name and this quote. Again we'll take another row. So my row is available here. Just after this I'm taking extra space and taking another row for the column. So here I am putting row. Now putting a 12 column same time. Inside this I am putting div which will be having an ID called testimonial carousel. This testimonial carousel I'll be calling in the style.css to target the image what I'll be putting right now inside this. Now also I'm putting some plugin class called testimonial all. I'm using here all jQuery plugin to make it touch enabled slider. Okay, so let's put here testimonial all, and then I'm putting all carousel. Friends, the class what I'm putting here like testimonial all and all carousel, these are the different classes which are existing in the library of all carousel. Now I'm putting another class called all theme. This will be having the indicators for the slider. This specific class called all dash theme will be having the indicators to slide. Now inside this I am taking a class called item. This item class will be having the icon like quotes, image, text. So let's put, I am putting text center to align the things at the vertically center. Now I am putting div, giving a class to it called icon, quotes. Friends, you can see we are getting this quotes. So for that I am using icon quotes. Inside this I am putting font awesome icon class name, definitely. Now we need some margin bottom like 4. Inside this I am putting I for the icon, and this will be having font awesome icon class name fa font awesome quote right. We'll get right quote there. After this class ending div I am gonna taking another class called description. Okay. Now I am taking p tag, p for para, and this will be having a class called paragraph. Now I am putting dummy text inside this. So similarly we can make a copy of it, but it is not copied. Just here I am putting here lorem and 30 word. After putting lorem 30 I am hitting the tab and we'll get this much text as a dummy. After this div closing description tag I am putting my image. So I am putting a class here called testimonial image img. Now I am putting here margin top like 4. Inside this I am putting image source attribute. Now I am locating my file. My file is available in the image folder and the name is testimonial image-1.png. If I show you, actually this time I am removing this class. We don't need now. As you can see it is coming here. You know why it's not coming that time? Because I have linked at the top very first a class, not class, a plugin called allcarousel.main.css. So we have to remove that. I am undoing it. Okay. I had put that just to testing purpose and I forgot to remove that. You can see we have all carousel. Just removing it. We'll link later on to show you how we can implement it. I have put here just to take a test how it's coming there. I forgot to remove that. Okay, it's okay. Now we have worked for the simple markup. Now we'll have to work for the rest item. And also we have to put its name, like this image has got some name. So after this I'm gonna put in some class called testimonial title. This will be having the name. Now we need some margin top kind of 3 pixel and margin bottom 3 pixel. Now I'm putting heading tag like h4. This will be having a class called text yellow. Here I am putting font weight normal. You can even put in the CSS like font weight, font size, everything. But for now I am doing inlining styling and just calling a class from the bootstrap library, font weight normal. This will make the font weight there as a normal. Now I want to put the name as a text letter. That's why I'm putting here text uppercase. Now I'm putting its name, Sarah Jones. Now let's have a look. Yep, you can see we are getting the name, quotes, everything. Even the image is coming up. So finally we have worked for the very first item which is containing this icon called quote. We have text, image and the name. Now we'll work for the second item. Okay, so we have very first item available here. Similarly, we'll make a copy of this multiple times. Only we'll change its name, image name, everything. Okay, so I'm clicking on this div like this, and it will notify where it is closing. So it is closing like this. So similarly, I'm just making a copy of it. Okay, and we'll keep duplicating it multiple times. First, I'm removing extra space which we don't need. Now here I am pasting the code what I have copied earlier. Now I'm changing its name. Not name, we are putting different image name here, and also I'm gonna putting its name. Okay. Again, I'm gonna put in third, and then similarly we'll work for the fourth. Here I'm mentioning 3 and the name as well. Friends, it's up to you how much item you need there. As you can see, we are getting this much items. Now we'll style it, and also we are gonna working for its slider. Okay, so right now we have to find its main class, and we'll style in the style.css step by step. Right now I'm gonna working for the image. So we have a class called testimonial image. This is containing the image source attribute. Coming back to the style.css, here I am putting class name like testimonial img, and inside this we have image source attribute. So here I am mentioning img again, putting a height like 130 pixel, 130 pixel, width kind of 130 again. Now I'm putting border radius 50%, and I'm gonna put in display like this inline block. Border should be, its thickness will be 5 pixel, its weight will be this, and color like something different. If I show you, yep, you can see it's coming like this. Okay. Also, I'm aligning the image at the center to the elements. So we have a class here called testimonial. You can see we have very first class that's called testimonial all. Inside this we have item. Okay, or I'm gonna working for this course. I'm just leaving it. First I have to work for the JavaScript and linking the plugin, necessary plugin. So coming back to the Google here, we have searched all Carousel 2.3.4 CDN link. Very first we have this one, click over it. Here we have all carousel.min.css, just copying it and going at the very top. There I'll be linking it just after this page animation.css. I am putting link inside the hyperreference href. I am putting it. Okay, now I'm gonna working for its JavaScript. Okay, so we have all casual.min.js, just copying it. Okay, and here going at the very below, there I'm linking it. I have already put it here, just I'm removing it from here and pasting inside this like all carousel.min.js. Now I'll do some scripting here, then it will start working beautifully. So very first we have an ID here, let me show you. We have an ID called testimonial carousel. So simply I am calling there to link in the JS. Here I am putting dollar and then everything. Loop will be 2, margins should be 120, nav should be false, dots, this is actually a indicators for the slide, autoplay should be 2, And responsive, I am putting here responsive. Here I am putting on the 0 like this. Items should be 1 for the different sizes. This is the breakpoint. Here I am using 600. That's the breakpoint. You can see it's looking weird, truly weird. Now we'll work for this. Coming to a style.css, and there we'll take a look where we have made a mistake. Here I am putting padding kind of 5 pixel. Now putting font size 24 pixel and transition I'm not gonna adding here. I'm putting cursor like pointer, and also you can add some font style to this, but I think it's looking cool. Now I'm putting some line height to this like 1.3, so we'll get some line height. Margins should be 0 auto, so it will come by aligning at the center. Okay, you can see it's look like this. If you want to increase its font size, then it's up to you totally. Right now we have to work for the paragraph. We have paragraph here, just copying it, coming to the style.css, taking extra space and mentioning here paragraph class. Paragraph. Mentioning here font weight kind of normal, and also I'm gonna put in line height to this like 1.920. Here I'm adding font family Poppins and sans serif. Font size 18 pixel and color should be white. Okay, it's looking kind of cool, isn't it? Now we have to also work for this text, the name text. Okay, and we'll have a class here almost. We have a class here called testimonial title. So simply I'm copying it, coming to the style.css, putting here and changing its font family like Oswald, and sans serif. Color like white, or you can change it, it's up to you totally. Okay, it's looking cool, isn't it? Now we have to put some gapping here after this title heading title actually. So we can put here, coming to the index page, going at the very top here, we have our client. Just after this div, I'm gonna adding beer tag multiple times to get some line break from there. Yep, it's looking cool. Now we need to add indicators here. Like you can see in the older file, we have the indicators to navigate that beautifully. So we have the indicators for manual all. This is the parent class. Inside this we have all nav in the boost in the library of all carousel. Now I'm gonna calling the button class called all. Next, also I'm just copying it and duplicated. Okay, here it should be prev, means previous. And now also I'm calling the indicators. Friends, this is the parent class what I have called here. This class called all nab button.all dash next. These are the classes like all carousel button dot all dot. These are the classes for the indicators in the all carousel plugin. I am just showing you how it's working. Here I am putting height like 8 pixel, width should be 8 pixel, background I am putting here background like white. Margin should be top to right like 10 pixel, left to bottom will be 5 pixel, and again I am putting border radius to this like 10 pixel. You can see it's coming like this and it is working, isn't it? But we have to align it at the center, definitely. If I put here margin like 0 auto, okay, I am undoing it. Now we have to make the indicators as activated. So here I am putting parent class which is existing on the index page like testimonial all. Then we have button all dot active. This is for the active indicators. This is the parent class. This class called button dot all dash dot is existing there on the library itself called all carousel. Here I am putting background white. Inside this I am putting the color like this. Actually we have to change its color. That indicator is already in white background, that's why it's not like that. Yep, you can see it's working like this. Now we have to bring this item at the center here. Actually we have all dot class, so this class I am calling to align it at the center. So very first class called testimonial, which is the parent class. Here I am putting testimonial all. Inside this I am putting all dash dots for the indicator to align the things at the center. I am putting margin top kind of 40 pixel, and this will be important because it will remove the privileges. Now I am putting text align kind of center, text align like center. Yep. Friends, finally we have done this beautifully. I hope you enjoyed it. Now in the next class I'm gonna working for this contact section. Till now we have made this client, portfolio, services, about, home. I hope you are enjoying, isn't it? So stay tuned, see you in the next. Till then keep practicing.